went by. Sorry about that. I was trying. I was trying. Good to see everybody. Cricket Star. Good evening, Libby Brooke. Good to see you. Bree. Good to see you. So good evening, everybody. Good. Hey, Raquel. Tonight had a productive day today. Just wanted to let you know I had a productive day getting some stuff done in the barn. I'm working on an idea. Yesterday we were talking about ideas and so working on some things in the barn, working on some ideas, putting some things into motion. And yesterday we spent some time talking about how to develop a sense of purpose. I don't know what's going on right now with the broadcast, but it keeps telling me my signal's not strong. But yesterday, hopefully that'll clear up. We've been having some heavy winds and rains and whatnot, so hopefully that's not the issue. But so yesterday we talked about developing a sense of purpose, and what we talked about was being a person that solved problems, right? Finding a problem, finding something that a problem that someone had and addressing the problem. And this is how we can have purpose. And I wanted to put it in context because sometimes people think about purpose and they think about the biggest, most grand ideas that exist, and they think that is the key to having purpose. But it's really not. The key to having purpose and living a purposeful life is solving problems. And problems are abundant. If you haven't noticed, there are problems that are all around us. There are problems probably within our home or on our block, within our communities, within the organizations that we're a part of. Certainly there are plenty of problems in the world, at large. So there are plenty of problems. You can go to the grocery store and you can find a problem. So as we want to live a life of purpose, we can do so by solving problems. I was sharing with you yesterday how my mom wanted her windows clean. And so she said, okay, I want, she said, I really want to get my windows done. And my mom's doing some things in her house, making some changes. And she said she wanted to get her windows done. I heard a problem. And so in hearing my mother's problem, I told you I went out to the big box store and I went on YouTube and I looked up how to do window cleaning, because I didn't just want to go get some newspaper and some Windex. I wanted to do it right. I want to do it. I want to do it right. So I went on YouTube and I'm watching these videos that professional cleaners do. And so welcome for your first time. Thanks for being here. So I wanted to find out how the professionals do it. So I went out and I bought the professional supplies because that's what they do. And so I want to give my mom a top-notch experience. I don't want to simply just, do a, halfway job like, oh, this is my mom. No, it's my mom. So I want to do a great job. I want to do a phenomenal job. And at the same time, me serving her expanded my life because I've been on these videos. I'm watching now and I'm learning. I found out some things. I learned about some new equipment, and I bought some new equipment. And so now I'm in this mode of something new because I decided to serve someone else. My life has another avenue of purpose because I'm serving someone else. I heard her problem and I decided I'm going to do something about it. So now I'm operating in purpose. And I also pointed out this. Now that I've decided that I was going to serve my mom in purpose, well, when I finish doing what I'm doing, cleaning her windows, guess what I'm going to have left over? All of the same equipment. I'm going to have all of the same equipment that I use to clean my mom's windows. It's not going to go away. I'm still going to have it. I invested those few, the $150, $175. I have the materials. Guess what? Now I can serve other people. Now I can teach some young people how they can develop a side hustle. I can teach some young people how they can start a business. Perhaps there's a young man in my life who, he's not real big on going to college. He wants to do some different things. He's great with his hands and he has skills in that way. So I started talking to his mom. I said, look, there are some things he can do. Everybody doesn't want to be online, and everybody doesn't want to be doing digital products and all this other stuff. It's not, everybody doesn't want to do that. I said, look, he can do this. He can build a business where he is cleaning some windows. He can build a business where he is not only just cleaning in residential areas, but he can go out to clean shopping plazas. He can go out, clean corporate buildings. Shucks, he might really want to build it. He might go out and clean high rise windows. Opportunities, all because I decided I was going to be a person that served one person, served my mom. Ideas and things start to open up. Why? Because I want people that are around me to be empowered to take action in life. See, I believe it's one thing to dream and to have thoughts and to have ideas, but nothing is possible until we start taking action. Like when we take action, things become possible. Sitting around and just simply thinking about things, there's no possibility in that yet because action creates possibilities. And so when you're looking at your life and you're saying, what can I do with my life? Let me just tell you, one idea can change your entire life. See, if you sit and you begin thinking and you just begin being curious about life, being curious about what's possible, one idea can change your life. See, when I was growing up, I wanted to play professional baseball from the time that I was very young, like 4 years old. I grew up playing baseball. I wanted to be a professional baseball player. All the way up through college, I was playing baseball, wanted to be a professional baseball player. And then later on in college, about my junior year, I decided this wasn't a dream that I wanted to pursue. At the same time, when I was in college, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to teach elementary school as well. So I figured, I would be a professional athlete. At some point, my career would be over. I could go be a teacher. And so I had these dreams. I pictured myself being in a classroom with like third graders, fourth graders, the little ones, really having a good time, being creative, being fun. And so I had these ideas, these thoughts about being a teacher. And I was instructed when I was in high school, I was told there's no money in teaching. There's no money in education. There's no money in it. And so they said the money is in taking care of other people's money. And at that time, I had been offered a scholarship, an accounting scholarship, a full ride for accounting. So here I am wanting to be this teacher, picturing myself with third graders and fourth graders and the little kids and, having this razzle dazzle, classroom and everything like that. And then I was being presented with a scholarship for accounting. So here's my heart wanting to do one thing. Here's an opportunity, scholarship wanting to do something else. So what did I take? Because my heart, my passion, my desire was to teach. So what did I take? I took the accounting scholarship. Why? Because I was told there's no money in teaching. You're not going to be able to take care of your life. You're not going to be able to have a wife and kids if you do teaching. And, so end up going to school, accounting scholarship, all the while knowing if you stick me in somebody's office, I might just die. I might curl up and die being in somebody's office. I knew that wasn't for me. And so while I was in college, I would go over to the educational building and I would do events for young people. I had my teammates. We would go to the hospital and visit kids that were in the hospital. I wanted to do something to impact the lives of young people, impact kids. I would work at summer camp. But somebody told me there's no money in teaching. There's no money in education. Let me just tell you, because yesterday we talked about how we can get into an environment that puts a cap on our lives because someone else's perspective, we can have a cap on our lives. And we won't think beyond this limitation because somebody else's experience puts a cap on us. And so here I am. There's no money in education. There's no money in education. Okay. Go through school. I ended up leaving the accounting department because I knew I couldn't do that. I was like, I can't. This is not for me. Had to get out of there. I wanted to get into education, but if I went into the educational department, I would have lost credits and I wouldn't have been eligible to play ball. So I needed to stay in business. Long story short, I go into business education, graduate with a bachelor's in business education. All fine, well and good. Fast forward a couple years. Fast forward a couple years. While I was in school, I had been writing a vision, a dream about a daycare because I wanted to have a chain of 24-hour daycares. So I had been writing that. Fast forward a couple years, I end up building a school. One idea, because and you know, I share my life with you. You don't have to believe what I believe. I always give that disclaimer. I share my life with you, but I pray. And so I was praying. I said, God, I just give me just one good idea. Just give me one good idea. I didn't want to dream it up. I didn't want to think it up. God, just give me one good idea. I want to make an impact in the world. Give me one good idea. In other words, I was asking to see a problem because I wanted to address the problem. And then there was a song that I would sing, and the lyrics of the song would say, "Give me one pure and holy passion. Give me one magnificent obsession." And so I would sing this song, Pure and Holy Passion. And I was asking God just one good idea. And so the idea of a 24-hour chain of 24-hour daycare chain grew into a school, and I started just developing it. And I kept on dreaming. What did I wish school would have been for me? Like, I did well in school, but I really wasn't engaged. I was there, I got by, but I wasn't really engaged. It didn't connect with me. And so I know that there are students that sit in classrooms that they're not connected, they're just there. I know that there are teachers and educators that have something to give. So there's more they want to give. So I said, okay, I want this place. I like Disney, right? So I was like, I want this place to be the Disney of educational experiences. I said, I want it to be that when the kids show up, like they're looking forward to school in such a way that when their parents come to pick them up at the end of the day, I want them to be crying because they don't want to go home because this school environment is so good. Like, I want the educators to want to be there because we're not just telling kids what to do, but from a corporate standpoint, we were serving the educators, we were serving the children, we were serving the families. I wanted it. I'm dreaming, right? One idea can change your life. I wanted our vendors, the people that we were working with, I wanted them to have an experience. I wanted it to be a win, 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 win. Everyone that was a part of the community, I wanted it to be that their life was enriched. One idea. See, sometimes if you take your one idea, don't look for a whole lot of ideas. Look for one idea to serve the world can change your life. I was writing my idea down. I saw it the other day. I have it still because what I did was when I wrote it all out, I sealed it, I put it in the envelope, and I mailed it back to myself. So to this day, it's still sealed. I had other copies that I had given out, but I wanted it to be known this was my idea. So I mailed it to myself and kind of a poor man's copyright. Because let me tell you, while I was having this one idea, I was very much poor. I was very much economically poor. Not a little bit poor, a lot poor. I was broke, right? The money we talking about I'm talking about looking in the car seats and underneath the seat looking for change broke sometimes. People didn't know that I was broke, but I was broke, right? And I'm writing this vision out and I was sharing it and it ended up getting into the hands of people that would take it to fund it. And so I was sitting there one day with the lenders and the bankers. And the lender and banker, we were talking economics. And they were saying how if you have, X number of children and married, and you only make certain amount of money, by those standards, you live below the poverty line. And here I am sitting in an environment making a multiple $1 million deal in excess of $16 million. And they're talking about this, and I'm sitting there thinking, I actually live below the poverty line. You guys don't even know. And they're getting ready to fund something for 16 plus $1 million because I was connected to people that got the idea in front of somebody. Let me just tell you, your ideas, your thoughts are not determined by your bank account. I mean, they can be if you let them be, but the richness of your ideas are not determined by the situation that you see in your bank account. See, if you can think more, if you just start giving yourself the opportunities to think, just start thinking. Like, one of the most powerful phrases you can say is, I was thinking. I was thinking. I was thinking. I was thinking. And then listen to what you say immediately after that. I was thinking. What? What were you thinking? What were your thoughts? Were you thinking that you weren't good enough? Were you thinking that there was a problem that you could solve? See, when you start finding out that there's some pain in this world that you can do something about, if you put it together, and if you develop it, and if you craft it in such a way that you're going to help someone change their life, and it makes an experience, somebody, they might not hand all the money to you. They didn't just hand me $16 million like, hey, Brian, thanks. No, it built the project. It put it into this, it got it from my head into this world. They built the building, construction happened. So so I was thinking. See, so when you think, like, how do you impact your thoughts? What are you taking in? What books are you reading? So on I think about what books I read, what information I take in. So let me just tell you, first and foremost, my favorite book to read is the Bible. Now, don't go shutting me off because I said the Bible. I'm not about the Bible beat you or none of that stuff. And I know that's a real thing. I know people who, like, they're going to talk about your sins. I'm not. That's not where we're going to go with this. So hear me out. Even if you like, there's no God. Okay, fine. Whatever. Just hang with me for a second. Something really powerful in the Bible. In the very beginning, in the very first chapter, it says that God made mankind, male and female, and gave mankind the responsibility for the world, to take care of it, to cultivate it, to nurture it, to be fruitful, to multiply, to replenish, to subdue, all this positive stuff, right? It's all positive stuff. Now, I know people have jacked it up, and we as people have the power to do evil as well, but we also have the power to do well. So first and foremost, for me, when I found that out, I'm like, I was made, according to the Bible, I'm made in the image of God to exercise power in the earth, to actually make the environments around me better, to actually enhance the environments around me. So this is what I have as a fundamental thought in my life, that where I show up, the environment around me should get better. Physically, it should get better. Like, it, you shouldn't just be walking past trash. Now, perhaps you can't clean up all the trash that you see, but don't just step over trash. You have the power to enhance the environment around you. Operate in that power, because if you can take care of small things, then you can be trusted with the responsibility of great things. So the Bible's a big one. Don't read it religiously, like as in what people have told you. This is supposed to be like this. No, no, read it. Look at the stories of people's lives and how they overcame situations. Right? I look at them, I'm like, man, this person went through something. And so I read the Bible a lot. Okay, so the Bible is one. And then there are a number of books that I read. Relationships, my go-to. is the five love languages, right? I like to read the five love languages because all of our relationships are relationships that we're going to have in one way or another at some point with other people. So understanding communication and relationships with other people, I think is highly important. Okay. There are books. There's a book by The E Myth. The E Myth is another book. Let me hold on. I'll pull out a couple books. Um, so I'll give you three books. So here's one. This book, hopefully it's not shining, is called The E Myth. This is a great book to read. This book is going to help you understand, have mindset where if you can take this and apply it to your life as an individual, but it's going to help you with insights on how to understand setting up systems around you, not just thinking that you need to do everything. The E Myth is important because a lot of times for entrepreneurs, and I think entrepreneurs are problem solvers. Okay. So we can all be entrepreneurial in our approach to life. Okay. You can have an entrepreneurial problem solving approach to life. You may not decide to start a business, but you can be an entrepreneur in your marriage, right? You can be an entrepreneur in your family, in your organizations that you're in. You can be an entrepreneur, have that entrepreneurial mindset within the company that you work for. So the E Myth is a great book to read. Okay. And then, like I said, the five love languages, that's another one that's going to help you with relationships. And then this is one of my favorites. Be Our Guest. And this book comes from the Disney Institute. Okay, so the Disney Institute, they're really big on customer service. Okay, really big on customer service. And so the customer service experience, again, when you're working with people, if you're interacting with people, if you're serving people, then everyone, if you really want to, really want to work it, you look at people as your customers. Your family can be your customers, your people in your sorority or fraternity, or your actual customers. If you have a business, your boss could be your customer. When you start seeing people as your customer, you say, what kind of experience can I give to this, can I create and provide to this person? Like Disney, the Disney experience is so great. And I copied some of this in the school that we built. Like when you go into different parts of Disney, if you've never been there, they have they have measured out how far the trash cans need to be, because they know after a certain amount of steps, people will drop trash. So they've calculated trash cans need to be this far apart, because if they're this far apart, people are more likely to throw it in the trash and just drop it on the ground. But if they don't see a trash can, they'll just drop it on the ground. Fascinating stuff. The textures of the ground as you go into different parts of Disney change so that you have a different experience as you're crossing over, going into different parts. The smells, the painting, everything that they do. This is a great book. This is a fascinating book. And again, you can create customer service experiences anywhere you go. Anybody can be your customer. Customer service relationships, romance, powerful stuff. This one, last one I'm going to show you tonight. Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. This is a great book. Great book that talks about structure again. See, I like systems and structure because what businesses understand, that a lot of times, what business people, entrepreneurs, business owners, people that operate well in business, one of the things that they do that sometimes non quote unquote non-business people don't do, they think through how to have systems. And so I believe that our life, everything around us really operates with a system. And if we really want to develop expertise, then we should develop systems, because what systems allow us to do is to produce a specific outcome repeatedly. See, when you think about people that are really, really fit, healthy, they chiseled and they get up on stage and they compete. The reason that they're able to do that is because they have systems. They know what time they're going to eat. They know how much their food weighs. They know, when they need to eat, what they need to eat. They know all that stuff. They geek out on it. Like, you would think, oh, these muscle heads, they don't know anything. It's not true. They are very, very specific. And so hanging out with those people that are that way, it's fascinating how much they know. Fascinating how much they know. And it applies to anything. Anyone that's an expert at something, they study it. There's going to be a system. There's going to be a process. Why? So they can produce, so they can reproduce that outcome. So let me give you those books again. Okay. Expert Secrets, Russell Brunson. Pick it up. Ebooks, you can listen to them on Audible, right? I'm not getting paid to tell you guys this. No, Expert Secrets is a good book. Expert Secrets, Be Our Guest. This one comes out of the Disney Institute. The E-Myth. Okay. This is by Michael Gerber, The E-Myth, and The Five Love Languages by was it Chapman? I always want to call him Stephen Curtis Chapman, but that's a singer. The Five Love Languages. So those 4 books and the Bible, right? For me, those are just 5 books that I go to, but there are other books. I mean, I have a ton of books on my my Audible right now that I'm listening to and that I'm going through, but I'll just give you those few. So hopefully you pick up some of them or at least get them on Audible, listen to them, because they really, if you can lean in, it makes such a world of a difference. Right. And there needs to be a method to your operation in life. I challenge you. I challenge you to look at any one aspect, because remember, one idea can change your life. And I'm not saying it may not be for you today a $16 million plus deal, right? That was in my heart and mind, and it developed before it became a $16 million plus deal. It was me writing out an idea on a yellow legal pad when I was in college. It didn't get paid for until probably 10 years later. So it was a dream 10 years in the making. It was an idea 10 years in the making. It started off as a chain of 24-hour daycares. But as I kept thinking, I said, the kids that I would serve in daycare, they need a school to go to. So I said, I need to keep on thinking. And so I kept on thinking, and it kept on growing. And the more I kept thinking, it was way bigger than what I could do. So it grew from a chain of 24-hour daycares to a pre-K through 8 to a pre-K through high school to a post-high school program where people could be certified. Because I was like, wait, because after people go through this program, we need to educate the teachers so that they can go back in and we can do this again. And then we need to duplicate this. See, but you got to start somewhere. Before you can duplicate something, you must do it. You got to do it. You got to take action. You want to duplicate your cookie recipe? Make the cookie once. Do the thing once. Don't sit there and compare yourself to all these people online and like, oh, they got millions and millions of followers and they're doing this and they do that. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Enjoy your first. If you ever been somewhere and you saw that $1 hanging on the wall and they're like, this is the first dollar we ever made. Make your first dollar in your new idea. Perhaps you've been living a long time. Perhaps you've made lots of dollars. Make your first idea. Make your first dollar in your new idea. Take your first step in your new idea. Like, embrace the newness and go for it. And then there's a process. Again, let me just tell you, this is why the Bible is so cool. You don't gotta like it, but I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna be good stuff. In the Bible, it says, that God wanted mankind to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and subdue, have dominion. That is the formula for dominating life. Get this, there's a formula for dominating life. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Here's what that means. Give you another way of saying it. Be fruitful. Have a dream. Have an idea. Have fruit. The fruit, that's an idea. You produce it. Here's something. I've produced it. Now, you have something that you've produced once. Be fruitful. Multiply. Now, take it, get it into a system where it can be duplicated. Be fruitful. Multiply. Duplication. Something that you can duplicate. Be fruitful. Multiply. Replenish. Replenish is distribution. Replenish means that this thing that I've made that I can now duplicate, I can now distribute. I can get it from me. I can get it into the marketplace. I can get it where it needs to go. I want to be a better husband. I have an idea. What do I need to do? I need to show more affection to my wife. Okay, I'm going to go hug my wife. Okay, so now I have an idea and I'm going to do it. I'm going to hug my wife. Now I need to reproduce this. Okay, I need to distribute this to make sure it keeps getting into her life regularly. And then subdue. What does it mean to subdue? Subdue means you're going to capture the market. You are going to become the expert in that area. You're going to rule. You're going to rule that area. You're going to master it. You're going to invest in it in such a way that you master that area. You become the master. You become the go-to. Fruitful ideas, multiply, duplication, replenish, distribution, subdue, dominate it, control the market, become the expert. That's how you have dominion. In order to have dominion, you got to figure out what's the domain? What's that place where you're going to? What's the place where you're going to decide I'm going to show up, I'm going to solve a problem. My spouse isn't feeling loved. My child, there's disconnection. My city is suffering violence. There are people that are in need. Whatever it is, you think about it and you say, I'm gonna have an idea that I'm gonna do, that I'm gonna duplicate, that I'm gonna distribute, and I'm gonna become so good at this that I'm going to be the go-to answer provider. That's it. That's what you do. That's what Coca-Cola does. They said, okay, we have an idea. Coke. We made it. We're going to duplicate it. They didn't just make one Coke. They set up a system to make more Coca-Cola. Then they have a distribution system to get it from the factory to where they wanted to go. And then they're like, we're going to corner the market. We're going to become experts at this. They dominate. Think about it. Any of the people that you know, any of the business names that you know, they have this same system. Idea that they can duplicate, that they can distribute. They're going to corner the market. They're going to be the go-to. So that's the plan. But where does it start? Be fruitful. Produce the thing out of your life. Produce some fruit. And here's the question. I'm going to let you go with this. Because fruit is an idea, right? You cannot go to the grocery store and get fruit. Like if I ask someone, hey, give me a fruit, you can't give it to me. It's an idea. It's a concept. It's a category. You can give me an apple. You can't give me a fruit. You understand what I'm saying? So an idea, okay, like, all right, what is the fruit? What is it? What's your fruit? What is it? What's your thing? Once you decide, hey, this is how I'm going to solve a problem. My thing for my mom is going to be, I'm going to clean her windows. So what's going to be the fruit? Window cleaning. That's the fruit. Window cleaning. I'm gonna do one window, and then I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to do another window while I'm distributing it and getting it into my mom's house on the outside. Then I'm a corner of the market. I'm in that moment, I'm going to capture my mom's heart because her son has taken care of her. I'm gonna be the go-to. The next time my mom needs her windows cleaned, there's a good chance she's gonna call me. She'll say, "You did such a good job last time. I want you to do it again." So, because I'm going to do a good job for my mother, I'm going to do a great job for my mother. The likelihood is now she's going to feel so good about the job that I do, she's going to call me back because I'm going to serve her at a high level. It works everywhere. Don't look, here's some dating advice for somebody. Don't just be out there just, collecting resumes. Don't do that. Like you're more valuable than that. Don't just be out there collecting resumes. If you really want to be in a relationship with a particular person, here's what you do. Study, learn, figure out some things, find the insights, and it works for anything. If you want to occupy a position in someone's life, here's the key. Show up and add value. Show up and add value to their life. Figure them out first. Figure out this is where this person's life would be enhanced by having me in it. Oh, I noticed that Brian, you know, I don't know, whatever. If somebody could notice something about me and they say, you know what? I could make a difference in that man's life. I see a place where I could enhance his life. I see a place where he could enhance mine. And so they might show up and like, oh, okay. They start they start figuring me out, working it. They carve out a unique space because they had an idea. They're like, I'm gonna produce. He likes this kind of, he likes this. Hmm, I could do that. I can serve there. See, when we decide that we're going to become a people of value, you know what it means? It means you're going to study to show yourself approved. It means you're going to study to show yourself worthy to be in that spot. In 2 days, I figured out cleaning supplies. This is just for this today. I figured out cleaning supplies and how techniques on how to clean large windows. Because I made up in my mind I was going to be a person of value for my mother. So, hopefully that encouraged you. Hopefully you have been, hopefully you're fired up and after you get off this live you go write some stuff down and take some action because it's there, right? And you can do it. Someone network is your net worth. Ask, what is your story? First time being on your live, great mindset. Thank you so much. I will we'll do some story sharing in the next couple days. You listen, I told you I'm gonna tell you. My birthday is next Tuesday. So this is the time. I will share my life with you a little bit in these next few days. Because this is the purpose, I believe, in part. This is a part of my purpose for being alive to encourage the best of others to life. And so I think it's pretty fitting to talk about life, to share some experiences. I try to do that whenever we get together, um, to use life stories and share them so that you can be encouraged to know that you can do it. Like, you can do it while looking. I'm telling you, while I was looking for coins in the seat, looking for change in the cushions, there was a thought that was that was making it out there so that it can make a difference in the lives of people. So I encourage you to be defiant to your situation and just say, you know what? Where I'm at right now, it's not the end of me. This is the beginning of whatever I can be. So I'm just going to use it. I'm just going to do something. I'm going to take action. Practice. Take action. Practice taking action. Practice solving problems. You probably get a little dirty sometime. You might have to stay up late, whatever it may be. Just practice taking action. All right, let's shut it down for the night. I told myself it was going to be 20 minutes. Poof, missed it by a whole 20 minutes. So let me shut it down. Let's pray. Oh, I'm so glad you're starting your garden. I'm trying to get myself together so I can get mine going too. Um, because this year, just give you because you're here hanging out with me on the live. I'm gonna tell you this year. I know as a part of the empowerment, right? Working with women, a lot of times working with women. One of the things I'm going to do this year is to actually bring in some of the husbands or the people that they date, and we're going to do some actual hands-on gardening, right? And the reason for that is because I want to give a different kind of experience as it pertains to the term husband, right? So we oftentimes think, oh, like somebody would say, oh, that's my husband. All right, cool title, but it's not just a title, right? Husband means something. Husband means a husband is someone that cultivates life. So we're going to do some trainings and coaching this year that's going to really bring, a group of men together, and we're going to get our hands into the soil and talk about what it looks like to cultivate life in our relationships. So I'm really excited about that and getting the garden going because I know that's going to be it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So but hopefully and I'll record some stuff and share it, so it'll be a good time. But that's that. So let me shut it down. I'm going to pray like I do. And you've been here this long, trust me, the prayer that I share won't hurt you at all. Just be encouragement to you as well. I don't know what's going on with the signal tonight. I think the winds have really just beat things up. But let me pray and just add a blessing to this evening. Father, thank you for this day and this opportunity to be together with these incredible people. Thank you for each one of them, their purpose. Thank you for their ability to solve problems. Thank you for the one idea. Thank you for the one idea that I fully believe that each and every person will have or has already had. But I thank you for the one idea that will come to mind soon, immediately, even right now. I thank you for the one idea. And I thank you for them being action takers. It means nothing to just be hearers and we sit around and we talk and rah rah sis boom bah. That's not enough. So I thank you for them taking action. I thank you for the courage that is just welling up inside of their hearts right now. I thank you that someone is feeling a greater sense of confidence. I thank you for those that are seeing some opportunities to serve and make a difference and make an impact. I thank you for those that are enriching their lives and investing in books. And I thank you for them because they are the person that this world is waiting for, that they are the person that some situation is waiting for. And I pray that as they go and as they do the thing that is in their mind to do, I pray as they dedicate their works to you, to this plan to impact lives and to make a difference. I pray that their thoughts would be established, that thoughts would come to them out of the one seed idea. As they take action, I pray for the seeds that are going to be given back to them, the next ideas and the next thoughts. I pray for the system to work well within their lives, but it starts with action. So I pray that right now that they would be people that take action to make a difference. I pray for these problem solvers to get busy. I pray that they won't think themselves out of situations, but that they will think themselves and talk themselves into it. Talk themselves into action because they are needed. So I pray that for those that have been doubting themselves, I pray that these words would resonate within their heart and their mind, not only now, as they are on live, but for those that are watching replay today as well, I pray that they would know that they are needed and that they would go forward and take action. I thank you for the blessings of their lives. I thank you for the blessings that will be poured out upon their lives. I pray that you would bless them in countless ways, ways that we don't even know to ask for. But I pray blessings upon them as they serve and make an impact. Thank you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Good stuff. You all have a fantastic evening. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for taking action. You may not always know the impact that your life will make, but I guarantee you, as you take action, your life is going to make impact. So get busy making the impact. I am B.A. Shepherd, 2Ps, ARD, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. I love you much. Have a fantastic night. See ya.